Yes, we've had to come inside the studio. We've finally been beaten into submission. We've got bad weather over here in the United Kingdom. So obviously, as you know, I like to take you around and about London and find some nice scenes. And I like to get out, as you know. Stuck in a studio all day is not my idea of fun, but there you go. You know, we have to share these things with each other, don't we? But of course, that doesn't mean because of the bad weather that we can't bring you all the latest news that matters to you. Hope you're keeping well, whatever you're doing. And as ever, thank you so much for joining me. Now, it's difficult times, as we often say here on the show, particularly when you have those family events coming up, you know, the big events. And let's be honest, you know, the big events are things like, you know, Christmas, birthdays, anniversaries, that sort of thing. And particularly when your father is the king, King Charles III, hitting 75 years old, even some people might suspect his youngest son, Prince Harry, might want to do the honourable thing by returning back here to the United Kingdom. Well, according to a very well-placed source, well, let me tell you. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. And as ever, thank you, as I say, for joining me. We'll have a quick wave. We're inside. I can't believe it because normally I'm battling people who are standing looking at you or thinking, who's that clotted talking to himself? Or indeed the weather or the elements or sirens. I mean, you know what it's like. But I wanted to share this particular story with you because it's literally developing as we speak. And it's a fascinating story, as I say, because King Charles hit 75 years old. And what I like about Charles is, you know, you wouldn't think he was 75. He's very sprightly and got a lot of energy, and you know, people say that, but the people who work with him say he can carry on long after people are collapsing around him. So it's good news, isn't it? It must be something that runs incredibly well inside the British monarchy, with our wonderful Queen being well into her 90s before she sadly passed away. But now, as I say, big birthday coming up, quite literally in a week's time. And apparently Prince Harry wouldn't mind returning. You can imagine how this has gone down within inner circles because, you know, whichever way you look at it, Prince Harry is, you know, maybe on the one side, some might say he's doing the right thing by finally coming in here and say, well, okay, you know, this is a big event. I will come, even though it's alone. But then what he's created is a lot of problems. You know, there you have the Prince and Princess of Wales, and there you have Camilla, who he spoke very negatively about in his book Spare. So what does King Charles intend to do? Well, according to a very well-placed source, King Charles would welcome in to, of course, the celebrations, but perhaps have a celebration on a one-to-one. And this, as I say, is some from a very good source inside the palace walls. You see, it's just going to put other people on edge, him there, wondering, will this get repeated? Can they relax? Can they talk? You know, there is a very much a private party, not a huge public celebration. Obviously, people will want to wish him a very happy birthday on that big day. And that's where we are right now. According to that well-placed source, Prince Harry wants to return. The idea is perhaps a one-to-one chat, maybe a lunch, an informal gathering somewhere, just between himself and His Majesty the King. Now, even that's really precarious because when you think about it, that could get repeated. If it doesn't seem to be the thing that Harry wants, no doubt he'll run away and repeat, etc. If he doesn't turn up and changes his mind yet again, how bad is this truly going to look? Missing the big events of course, his once close family's life. Very difficult times, whichever way you want to view this particular story. Some might say at least he's seen a little bit of sense. Neil Sean inside the very heart of London.